Am I live? Let's see. Hold on. Hold on. I've no idea if I'm live. Oh, hold on. Right. I think I'm live. I think I am live. So, anyone who's in the chat, just send a comment saying you can hear me and you can see me. Because the last time we had some issues, man, some technical issues, some technical difficulties. So let me know in the chat. William D. Okay, look at this. Look at this. I can show you a comment now. We've upgraded, man. We've upgraded. It's pretty easy from the last time. Go on. Naughty's Hub. Yes. Peanut Bubbles. Very interesting title. Very interesting indeed, man. You're live and we can hear you. William D. Okay, brilliant. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Frankie Air Max. Toady. We're going to give it a bit. Just give it a few minutes, man. Let people come in. First of all, let me know. Okay, so I think you can hear me. Let me know how your day was, man. Chi Devullen. Is that the right way to say it? Chi Devullen. Is that the right way? Howdy, sunshine. Nice. You've upgraded, sounding. Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Only ways up, man. Upgrades. Anyone who's seen Matrix Reloaded understood that reference. When he was talking to one of the agents. But yeah, let's let everyone come in. How was your Fridays, man? Let me know what your Fridays was. I was working from home today. Man, yeah, long day. But we'll talk about it briefly. Obviously, I want to get into the title of the video, man. It's something I've noticed for a long time, but we just chop up for a bit before that. Everyone get in, man. William D, I'm good, man. I'm good. It was a long day. It was a long day, man. Fridays are like you try to get everything in. You know what it is? Everything's like when's it due? End of play. It's always end of play. No, actually, when you say when's it due, they always say, oh, yesterday. And a little laugh, like it's not funny. It's not funny because you've got work to do. So it was like that, man. But man, from the comments I've seen, you guys had some people have harder days than me, man. You know what I mean? Hope you're an Arsenal supporter. Come on, you Gunners. I am an Arsenal supporter, but my support has waned in general. But we're getting to that. Hold on, what's it? A week to go till my payday. Yeah, man. I think mine too. What's it? 20? Yeah, mine too. Mine too. Mine falls on the last Friday of each month, last work day. So yeah, man. It's man, we're crawling away to the payday, man. Now we do. But hey, man, you know what I'm saying? We will get there eventually. But yeah, we'll just wait one more minute for everyone to get in. Kaifa, work from home, got to be done on a Friday after a week of office riffraff. You know what? I won't touch that. I won't touch that. Maybe another video. But yeah, the office riffraff is very riff-raffery, if that's even a thing. Yeah, man. Life in the UK, yeah. Hold on. Chi Divine. I don't like men's football. I love women's football though. Why? Why is that? Why do you love women's football? Is it the obvious reason why? Tell me why. Why do you love it? What's this? Diarrhea is hereditary. It runs in your genes. Yeah, that's a good one, man. Anyone got any jokes? Throw that in. I like the dad jokes, My jokes are really poor, so I need more ammunition. But yeah, man. I hope everyone's Friday's been good, man. It's been a long day. I actually had a interesting day. Had a little mediation. I won't say what the company was with, but it's like the step before you go to court over some company that owed me some money, man. For that car, the car I'll be driving. Yeah, that one there. There's been some issues with the blimmin' coolant. Oh man, it's a long thing from the second-hand dealership. But yeah, basically, I had this company to try and get my money back for it, and then this company was long, so we were trying to work that one out. But the result was good, so that's a good thing, That's a good thing. So yeah, it's a nice Friday, man. You know what I mean? It's Friday again, then Saturday, Sunday. You know what I'm saying? But okay, so I think enough people are here, man. Let me get into it. Because I've got a lot of things to say. I've got a few things to say, man. Trust me. About this whole football thing. Hold on, I'm just trying to go through the comments, yeah. I'm seeing comments here because I'm using this new platform to do this. And on YouTube, I see the different comments from. Okay, hold on. I might as well just look on the YouTube thing. Okay. Hold on, I'm seeing stuff. Okay, anyway, all right, let me get into it. So let's get into the title of the show, man. And it's yeah, I am a football player. Let me just read this comment before I get in. However, I don't follow football closely. I think women's football is more interesting and men's are kind of crap at football. Well, this is the thing. All right, so this is one of the things. So I used to really be into football back in the day, man. When I was young. Funny enough, yeah, I know I'm an Arsenal supporter. I actually, when I was a young boy, I used to support Spurs only because they had a white kit. I know this is crazy, but I like the white kit that they used to have. So, like, man, I used to support them. I didn't know any of the players' names. This is when I was like, what, 7 or something. I didn't really grasp the whole thing of it, but I liked that they wore white kits, which is mad, I know. And then, but my mum, she was a proper Arsenal supporter and she knew all the players' names in it. So, I was like, okay. And I knew the names from her. So then she used to go through, tell me the names of these Arsenal players. And I'll go for them, Winterburn, Keown, Tony Adams, all this kind of stuff. Anyway, long story short, I went to Arsenal, man. And back in the day, football was a bit different. Back in the day, football was more exciting. I remember when, for the people that I don't know who's into, when I say football, I mean soccer. I don't know the people that are into football. But it was really exciting, man. They used to have the FA Cup where your each football team would they'd have their song if they get to the FA Cup final, and it was like a whole day of supporting your team all the way to the Wembley final for FA Cups and things like that. And I used to notice, used to get me, I used to get really passionate when I got older, and it was a bit it kind of took my enjoyment off it. Do you know when it's like when your team, if you do support football, when your team wins, you kind of win, but when your team loses, your whole day is affected. And I remember me and my mum, we not came to blows, but I had a row. I shouted at her because I think I know Abue, there's a player, he was a defender at the time. He did something, made a mistake, and Liverpool scored, and we lost. And I got mad over that. Like, I remember stormed out the house, all that kind of stuff. And that was the first sort of time when I realized maybe I was invested into football a bit more than I should be. And then later on, a few years down the line, I think Arsenal played. Oh yeah, we haven't won for ages. And I think we were playing, was it Blackburn? Remind me if it was Birmingham or Blackburn. Begins with a B. I can't remember. In a cup final. And we were going to win, but and the defender mucked up, and then we lost that. And then I remember I went into the spare room when that happened. I was actually, this is before I was married. I used to be married. And I remember the partner I was living with at the time, we had a spare room. And I remember I went into that room. No, I went to the shops after he got knocked out. I went to the shops and got a bottle of, I think it was rum or something like that. And I went into the spare room, took the light off, and that was me for the night. And I think when you're doing stuff like that, man, you kind of realize there's a problem, isn't it? And then you know what got me? You know what kind of stopped me from like being invested in football? When I remember someone was saying to me, like, listen, bro, like, these players, right? They don't even know you exist, right? And you don't even clock it like that. It was like, well, yeah, we're fans, isn't it? They know us. It's like, yeah, they know fans exist, but they don't know who you are. They don't care about you. When Arsenal lose, they get to go and, I don't know, like go back to their big mansions in the States with their trophy wives and their trophy lives and their big cars and all this kind of stuff. But you, who's bought the merchandise, who's gone to the stadium, bought the season ticket, you're potless and you're upset. Do you know what I'm saying? And from then, I kind of started looking at football a bit differently. Like, why am I investing in people's happiness and stuff when they don't really care about me and they're good either way? And then you had the whole thing of players leaving and they didn't care about the club and they'd go for money, and it started to shape into a business. There was a time when players were loyal, but then it got into the thing where the corporations and the ownerships got involved. And I really noticed this more when Abramovich, he was a Russian owner. Abramovich came and took over Chelsea. And I really think that was sort of the start of when it became not so much the beautiful game, so to speak, but became business. Um, Before that, let me go into the chats and see what you guys are saying, man, because I want to get into that a bit more. Um, so, Spurs to Arsenal. Man did a Sol Campbell. Yeah, I did. Listen, man, I only liked him because of the white. You know, I thought, oh, the comment looks, the kit looks good. Hold on, what's this? Okay, hold on. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So that was that. But then I also noticed a different thing about it. Do you know around about the time when you had the lockdowns and stuff like this, and actually I think it was before that, when you had the Super League, there was this thing where they wanted to introduce into football, where this Super League basically comes into effect and they sort of take over the Champions League, and it becomes that all the big teams get into it. It's like financial gain. And do you remember when all the fans got together? So basically, the fans got together because they didn't like this because it was ruining the game. So all the fans got together and they kind of stopped this from happening. That kind of showed me, hold on, we can get together when we need to. But when it's for something important, that maybe what's happening in society, what's happening with regards to, I don't know, like just businesses going under and financial deprivations and all this kind of stuff. We can't get behind that, but we can get behind football. We get behind a sport. And it kind of shows me that people can get behind something, but if we choose to do so, do you know what I mean? And that was something else that sort of that got to me. It is a thing where people can concentrate on one thing like sports, but in regards to things that really mean something, you know what I mean? They don't really get into it. Also, what I noticed, if you were into football back in the day, you know, all the players that you had, the beautiful players like the Ronaldos, and you had, even before that, Baggio and Zinedine Zidane and Pele. You know, that beautiful game when you'd watch it and it'd be so fun and enjoyable. You hear all these names. It started to get a bit robotic, which kind of symbolizes life. When it's like the beautiful game, the working man, that kind of thing. When the players are relatable, the art, the creativity, that gets taken away, and it gets coerced and taken over. And now it's all athletes and stats and money and finances. Does anyone else experience that? Anyone else feel that? Because I've seen that for the longest now, and I just can't get into it, man. You know what I mean? I can't get into it. Oh, who's this? Miles Lewis Skelly. Yeah, Miles Lewis Skelly. So this Miles Lewis Skelly is a black player. He's a black player that plays for Arsenal, and I think he's getting, because he's got a lot of confidence. That's another thing with the reporters. When they see some players, a young guy, he's 18, he's got a lot of confidence, just made it into the English national team. And I don't know, they just do this thing where it's like, oh, if you've got any confidence, we're gonna belittle you. We're gonna say that, oh, you're just doing this for likes, or you're doing this for popularity. But you know, this guy's actually talented. We should be getting behind this young man. But this is what happens when you're a young player as well that plays for Arsenal. I've noticed that when you play for Arsenal, man, you get sort of you get labelled. You know, hold on, Pep Guardiola's fault. Yeah, it is Pep's fault. Pep's fault and Arteta's fault actually as well. You know, when they bring in these this style where it's just robotic and it's athletes and it's equation and it's inverted wingers and all this kind of stuff. What happened to when a goalkeeper's a goalkeeper? Now it has to be a playing keeper. He has to play from the back, all this kind of stuff. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, you notice how life, when you see people now, instead of the whole creativity being sort of praised, or the whole natural ability, and we're all different, and all our sort of art forms are kind of praised upon, and the natural kind of physical love that we show each other. Notice how that's been sort of quashed and quelled and just seen now as something which is not important, and now it's more robotic. Now we're relying on AI. Now we're relying more on, I don't know, just being very cold, and it's all the bottom line. It's all the bottom line with companies. Always the bottom line. Forget what you've done for me, how much you earn it. You notice how that's a thing. It's called in tandem. It's like football is a microcosm to real life being a macrocosm. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. Let me get a little drink here, I didn't want to go this deep into it so soon, but someone just sparked something that made me go into it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because also I wanted to talk about the comments of Gareth Southgate in regards to young boys and the role models, and how a lot of young boys now are looking to these YouTube role models, which is ironic because I'm a YouTuber, but looking to them that have their own nefarious kind of ideas, and they're not really for these young boys. And there's some few out there that I can name, which I will do soon. Some YouTubers, or maybe I shouldn't, I don't know. But there's some YouTubers that you can tell they do it for themselves, and they talk like they're trying to be a role model and lead the boys and stuff like this, and you got to grind. But really, if you check it, their message is very, very conflicted. Let's just say that. Before I go on, let's just go for the comments, and I want to hold on. What striker do you want Arsenal to get? I don't know. A good one. That's not up to me. Oh, hold on. Please tell me this is your kids' room and you don't. No, these are my collection. This is my kids' room. This is my kids' room. This is my kids' room, man. I'm not, listen, man. If I had a collection there, there'd be like, I don't know, maybe like anime characters or something like this. I don't know. But yeah, this is my kids' room. This is the room that I do all my work in. Exactly. Systematic and robotic. You know what? Before I go on, I wanted, that video I did, the last video I did in regards to clothing and like people dressing like hobos. That was an interesting one because the comments were quite interesting. I had a lot of positive comments in regards to that video, and a lot of negative ones. So let's just address this, So a lot of those people saying, "Oh, what are you talking about? Like, say if people don't want to dress like that, maybe they can't afford clothes like that. You're wearing a hoodie. Look at you." And comments like this. When I said people don't dress in a, they don't dress in a certain attire, they dress lazily. They don't dress like they're smart, or they don't dress, as they should do if they're going to public places. I don't mean wearing Balenciaga and stuff. I don't mean three-piece suits or anything like that. What I'm talking about is when you see someone going to, let's say, a supermarket like we saw, and they're in their onesie. I'm talking about like wearing shower caps to like events now, or wearing like slippers to your Tesco's or whatnot. That's what I'm talking about. Hold on, let me just go to this. Hold on 1 second. Let me go to this comment. You do your work in your kids' room. How weird. Hey, there ain't any other room, man. Any other room to do the work in, bro. Unless you can get me another room, though. There's no other one. Anyway, let me get to it. So, hold on. Oh, hold on. This relates to what we're talking about. Ever since COVID, people stopped conducting themselves properly in public. It's not expensive to dress well. So this is what I'm saying. So you can wear. All right. So the money that's spent on like, I don't know, like a onesie that I saw. I'm talking about not even like a normal top, like a t-shirt. Nothing special. But what I'm saying is, when you see a lot of people wearing like their dressing gowns and stuff like this into public places, it's not even so much what they're wearing per se. It's a kind of message and a kind of, it symbolizes like this lack of care. It symbolizes like a lack of giving a damn, you know, where it's like, I can't be bothered. I don't have the energy to look a certain way, or not even that, just have the energy just to dress in a certain way that's fitting. Now, back in the day, I was talking to one guy that I spoke to the other week. I was talking to him about this. He's way older than me. And he was saying how, yeah, like, listen, people around him were broke back then as well. But he never saw so much like the callous nature and wearing like sandals and just slippers to places and things like this. And it's almost like there's a mentality shift where we were more, back in the day, he was saying, we were more sort of like hopeful and yeah, just hopeful for the world. But now we've sort of gone where we're just like, we don't care. We haven't got the energy anymore. We haven't got the will anymore. So it's a kind of symbolization of that. You know, that's what I was getting into. But yeah, man, they were talking about, oh, you wore hoodie in that. Look at you, you dress like a, you know, all them sort of comments. I don't know if you noticed, but I actually keep the comments that are disparaging in there, man. I quite like them, man. I don't respond to them. There's this one today, actually, it's funny. There's this person, I don't know who it is. They could be on this chat, I don't know. But, well, maybe if they don't like the channel, they probably wouldn't be. But anyway, I saw them pop up with every single one of my videos saying something sort of disparaging in regards to the subject matter. I think like to try and like hurt my feelings or something. And I was thinking, I was like, yeah, they don't know, man. I'm like dealing with rejection. I'm a graphic designer, man. Like, kind of runs with the whole graphic designer gig. I've worked in sales, selling bad contract deals. You want to talk about rejection? When I was younger, I used to, approach and speak to a lot of girls when my friends at the time wouldn't. And there'd be a group of girls and I'd lead in there. You don't think I was getting rejected? Yeah, that's the skin is thick, my friend. The skin is very thick. So yeah, keep it coming. I quite like them. I'll just go through the comments and see. Hold on, this is interesting. Why do you think there are two extremes in Arsenal content online? You have the Arteta inners and the Arteta out cult like leader gunner. We get back to that. We get back to the Arsenal thing. I just want to address what this close thing. So I'm taking a detour. There's no sort of structure to this, man. I know it's supposed to be about football, but we're weaving in and out, man. We're like dribbling the ball in and out. You know, we're going back in football, and we're going back into the dress attire and the comments, and then we're going to go back into football. No more. We'll get back into that. Okay, Frankie Air Max. I still don't get the pool slides as shoes. I'm sure they're bad for your feet. Man, I'm getting old. Saying that I see men at 50 in them. I think this is a mentality shift, man. I think it is. I think it's just a mentality shift where a lot of people are like this now. I think I think it's like maybe, I don't know. Do you think maybe it's like a lot of people feel like this, and then it's like the masses just feel it's like this collective feeling of kind of just hopelessness. And because there were, like I said, back in the day, I speak to a lot of elders. Back in the day, there were some people that weren't financially well. They weren't financially well off, but yet at the same time, they weren't wearing. They were making more of an effort. They were wearing nice clothes. Some of them weren't even wearing nice clothes; they were just wearing clothes and not dressing gowns. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to wear the suits and the Balenciaga and the Prada this and all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying that, Hold on. I'm sorry if I'm butchering his names. Aditya Sharma. Are you married? No, I used to be. Sorry. Yeah, I used to be. I used to be married back in the day. And that turned out to be a disaster. Let's hope the next time I get married, it won't be a disaster. I know that. But yeah, that was interesting. Look out for video on that, man. You know what I mean? That was an interesting marriage. Um, Louise M. Always see people in PJs in my corner shop. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Like these pajamas cost the same as a top, cost the same as a tracksuit bottoms. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you need to dress smart or need to dress like a three-piece suit. I'm just saying, why are you wearing sliders? Why are you wearing a onesie? Why are you wearing shower caps, which I've seen? Why? Where is it? Why? Why? You know? And like I said, a lot of things are like this to symbolize of the cars that are being made, the ugly vehicles that are being made now, the ugly buildings. Why is it getting like this? Have you noticed it? I don't know. I don't know if you have, man, but well, some of you have, obviously, you know. Uh okay. Born Breaker. Oh, that's a WWE character, isn't it? Born Breaker, yeah. I think. Anyway, saw a young lady in my local Tesco's in a dressing gown, shower caps, and slippers the other day. This is what I'm saying. I'm not imagining it. I'm saying I'm not imagining it. Yeah, man. Moi. Hi everyone. First live I've caught. Oh man, this is brilliant. I'm glad you've caught the live. Well done. Well done. Last one was the beginning was a bit of a disaster. But as you can see now, we can show comments. Ain't that crazy? I can pin a comment now. I don't know what you're going to see next time. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be crazy. But anyway, all right. So like I said, we're weaving. Let me weave back into football because I want to address. This is the main sort of topic that I want to address in it, and it was two topics. One is Arteta, the Arsenal manager, and how this relates to the real world. So Arteta is a manager that's managed for about 5-6 years Arsenal. He used to be an Arsenal player. Now, he was, I was for Arteta. I thought he was a great manager that can do great things. Since the last season, since this season, the one before, I've kind of noticed something about him, and someone talked about it earlier, in regards to him and it was Arteta and the Man City manager. Sorry, the name escapes me. Pep. They are very robotic in their style. It's not so much creativity. Don't you notice how the players that play football now are it's very formulaic. It's like if anyone is creative, look at what look what happened to Jack Grealish. He was from Aston Villa and then he went into Man City. And look how he was changed. Look how he became just a formulaic player who couldn't do any skill. He had to just do, just do a system, work in a system. And this is what it is. It's the system. It's like your creativity can't be championed because you need to fit a particular system, a robotic system that strives on one aim, and that's to get the results. But what about the beautiful game? They used to call it a beautiful game. When you had Arsenal, that weren't winning anything back in the day under Arsene Wenger, yet the game was beautiful. People used to pay to watch it. It had intricate plays, it had passing, it was nice, it was majestic. But the thing is, it's like the world now is just gone on so much stats and XG and all these and inverted this and inverted that. And it's just like, I can't even watch Arsenal anymore. I can't watch football anymore. Why do you think Brazil, because Brazil back in the day used to be the team that everyone supported. It's everyone's favourite team or everyone's second favourite team. If they had their team, their national team, they'd always support Brazil afterwards. You notice how Brazil, because they were known for their style and play, you notice how now they're not it anymore. You notice how they faded out because they rely on skill, they rely on flair, and this is not being champion in the world, and this reflects society. When you've got so many people that are autistic or so many people that are neurodivergent and have beautiful minds, so many different types of people, but it's like they can't be, they don't fit in, they don't fit into the formulaic type of way of doing things. How many times have I seen at work where some people have interesting ways of getting from A to Z, but because the way they do it, because it's unorthodox, it's not the usual way, they're like, no, we want you to do it this way. I see it in design all the time. because it's like, okay, you need to design this piece of material this way, and if you don't do it that way, you're out or you're not good enough. No, but I'm going to produce this piece of work that's going to be, that's going to be shown to the world, and it's going to look great on socials. But the way my thinking, this is how I work actually, and I'm saying this from my personal experience because it happens to me. It's happened to me for long time. My way of working is very different to the conventional graphic designer, but at the same time, it doesn't fit. The ways I do it, it doesn't fit the, you need to do this A, B, C, D, E, F, G. No, but I like to go from A to G and then to I, then I like doing like that, but I'll get to Z in the end. And it's this whole this regulation that is really hurting people, and it's making people feel sort of like claustrophobic. From what I see, this is, or the people I speak to and what I see and the sort of conversations I have, is making people very, very, very scared to be there, and it's holding people back. That's what it is, because people are scared to be their creative selves, their creative minds, because they know they don't follow the status quo. And this is symbolized by football. This is linked. I watch football and I see the things in life. I see the intricacies. I see the connection in it. And it's the same thing. This is why I can't stand football, because I can't stand the way society is, It needs to be better. But then sometimes where I work in Brick Lane, and you go down there, man, and you see these beautiful art pieces that people have drawn or painted, rather. And you're like, yeah, man, humans did that. Look what we can do. Look at that. Look when you're not restricting someone to do something. Look when you're just letting him do his thing, man. And look how beautiful it is. When you let people be, when you don't have systems, when you let people, like how Arsene Wenger used to have it, the old Arsenal manager, let people be in their certain positions and then just express themselves in a beautiful way. You don't know what can happen. It's magical. Let me dip back into the comments. We're weaving back in and out, man. You know what I'm saying? Just get what I want to get the community involved in this. Let's see. Oh yeah, come on, man. Get the likes up as well, man. Look at this. Look at this. People watching, no likes, man. Well, we got likes, but not enough. More, yeah. If we're watching, 20 likes. Come on, man. Let's get the like. Let's get the engagement up. Let's get the engagement. Bro, don't think you'll live in the UK forever, like in retirement. And have you ever been to Southeast Asia? No, I have not been to Southeast Asia. I hear interesting things about it. I don't know. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. Hold on. Roger Tomlinson. Good evening, bro. Hello. And Chi, what kind of design work do you do? Oh man, I do it all, man. I do digital, I do print, animation, UX, UI. I'm a multimedia designer, man, just to stay afloat. Just start with print. I saw print dying out, got into digital, and I got animation. I'm just trying to stay afloat in the design world, man. So I do, a different number of things, Pepper's the main culprit. Clocked in when he subbed out Henri for doing the thing. But yeah, I remember what you're talking about. Yeah, when Henri tried to be his creative self, I remember that. Peanut Bubbles. There's a great book called How to Win the Premier League by Ian Graham. Very interesting. And yeah, that's exactly how it works these days. Yeah, that's exactly how it works these days, That's exactly how it works. Elizabeth McCormack. If football was removed from this country, we would have a revolution the following day. You know what? That is interesting. That's the thing. Like I said before, it's football. You notice how people can get together. Look how those chants are sung in unison. And they come up with so much chants. Look how much people go to support their clubs. Imagine if you had that mindset for something that meant something. Because at the end of the day, football's football. What about the nurses? What about all these people that, the NHS? What about that? They should be getting paid more. I was amazed, because I used to do a few jobs in my time, I used to be a care worker, right? You'll be amazed if you don't know how little you get paid for caring for someone, as opposed to kicking a ball. Like, you'll be amazed. I think, actually, when I was checking it, care workers got less than people at Lidl's. Not that people at Lidl's shouldn't be paid, but We're caring for people. Like, you know, listen, I had to clean people. Like, it's peak. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had to wash bro. Yo, man, listen, I'm 40, man. I've done some jobs, and that was a job. I enjoyed it, but there was some peak times, man. We had to get down, and you know, I was cleaning and scrubbing and all that. You know what I'm saying? And then they pay you like, I think at the time it was the minimum national minimum wage, so it was like £8 something minimum wage. I only stayed because I liked working with the people, because you worked with people that are autistic, you worked with the elderly, who else? Yeah, yeah, and also this young people that in general, just those sort of people. And the amount that you get paid for that is absolutely it's crazy. The amount they consider you worth for doing a job like that. And you see all these footballers like getting paid all this money. I swear they were getting people to clap for the NHS. Remember them ones? Remember that one? I remember I was speaking to my mum, and my mum at the time was like, "Go out, take your pots and pans, and go out there, start making noise for the NHS." I'm like, I ain't doing that. Listen, I'll be back in it when they're getting paid extra, but I ain't doing this because this is just a test to see if you're compliant. We've said to do something, go do something, you know. So I didn't, I'd rather see them getting paid than clapping for them. Do you know what I mean? Get them paid, and look what's happening to the NHS now. If you know about the NHS in the UK, it's faltering. It's been faltering. Anyway, sorry. Let me go back more into these. Hold on, let me go and see what you're saying here. Captain Caveman football can never be removed. Yeah, I guess so, man. A lot of people are into it, Uh, One day I'd love to go to Japan for a holiday. Yeah, a lot of the things I watch a lot of anime and stuff like this, man. When I get a chance, so I'd love to go to Japan as well. My sisters love Japan as well. Um, this is interesting, Kaifa. You still want to get out of London? Yeah, I do, man. Yeah, I do. We've talked about it as well. It will happen at some point. I've been in London nearly all my life. I grew up here. I was born in, was it Victoria? I was born in Victoria, raised in northwest London, Kilburn. Like, yeah, man. I've been all my life, and it's just not for me anymore. It's just the traffic in the car, the traffic I get to, the way people are, the mood set, And it's funny, when I did those videos, you get a lot of comments from people that live in other places, and they're loving life in on the south, in the countryside. They're telling me good stuff about that, and I've heard good things about other places. I just think London's very. I think the energy is very off. There's something there, man. There's I won't go so far, but yes, I will go that far. A demonic presence. I sense mad energy. I'm not really that kind of guy. I'm not in tune like that, but I just sense a mad aura in London, man. Sometimes I just don't like it. So yeah. Even though it's been my home for a long time, man, it's time for me to leave, man. It's time for me to leave. Um, yeah. The shower cat women have been showing her Brazilian hair. Brazilian flair, sorry. The shower cat woman may have been showing her Brazilian flair. I don't know, maybe. I've been in London since around 91, 92. I was born here, man, 1984. 1984, man. I've been in London for the longest. This is what I'm saying. I've just seen it just like that, just decline. It used to be good. And someone actually in the comments said it started changing around 2007. Maybe, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe around that time, because I know people say, during the lockdown and that kind of time, it really went bad. But I remember before that, it went the greatest. Like I said, there's a reason I started getting on the David Icke and all these kind of people, man. And the Michael Tessarians, and started reading books like that. And because I knew things were off. Do you know what I mean? Let me just grab a drink. I'm drinking, what is this? What's in this? Is this orange juice? Oh no, this is the water with the tablet, the vitamin tablet. Just drinking some of that. No, this is orange juice. So I've got two drinks, man. Sometimes I get dehydrated, so I've got the orange juice here, and I've got the vitamin one here. So yeah, with filtrated water. Always try and filtrate my water, man. If I'd have done this about, these lives a month ago, you would have been seeing rum and coke in there, man. Captain Morgan's coke. I'm trying to cut down on the alcohol, man, consumption. Man, I've been drinking alcohol for the longest, and I noticed it was affecting my mindset. And you know what? Why I noticed why alcohol was having a bad effect on me. I haven't given up totally, but I've just cut it down because I play chess.com. I play a lot. I play on the tube. I play at home. And when I was playing it, I'd be winning and losing, like typically. But when I just cut drinking for a week, I can't remember the reason why. I started winning all these games, man. And I was like, there's something in this. And I went another week trying to cut down on the drinking. Didn't have a drink at all that week, I don't think. I started winning more games. I started thinking, is this like dulling my mind? The alcohol, is it doing something to me? So I've really tried to just, cut it down. I do, I like the gin and tonic and Captain Morgan rum. Spice rum is my favorite, but haven't given it up. I haven't given alcohol up. I've just cut it down. I used to have a mad problem during the lockdown. I remember when I was at work and, I don't work there no more, so I can say this. When we having meetings, I used to have in the mornings, yeah. I used to have the mug in it, right? I'm sure other people have done this. And my mug, it didn't have coffee in there. Let's just say that, in it. Like, so let me drink in there, right? I remember this is bad, I know, but this is like we have a meeting at like 8:30 a.m., 9 o'clock or 8:30, one of those times. I remember I'll be like, Drake, I'll be smiling, I'll be like, hi everyone, you're right. And everyone be like, oh, you're really chirpy this morning. I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to get started. Like, I'm getting yacked, man. Like, I'm drinking alcohol, I'm getting yacked. Uh, yeah, bad times, bad times. Anyway, yeah, that's don't drink too much, man. Just try and just try and do it in moderation. I mean, do what you want in it, but I'm just trying to do it in moderation. I'm saying that though, I'm thinking about Captain Morgan's now. Anyway, Kiefer, keep the lives coming. Yeah, I will. See, I wanted to have like a theme for it, and I will touch on the theme, but I do like to go into different things, man. So if you want it more organized, let me know, and I'll try and stick on the topic. But I like to go on a topic, and then things go in my mind, or the comments reflect something. I'll talk about that, Uh, okay. Let's see. Bro, you seen Damien Hirst? This is from Ori Retro Gamer. Oh, I like retro games. Bro, you seen Damien Hirst? Headless giant statue in Greenwich called Demon with Bowl, sorry. Madness. No, I haven't seen that. No, that don't sound too right. I don't know if I want to see that. John Smith. Best days of my life growing up in London. The man as a teenager, blazing the zoo, 20 quid, 20 quid in the pocket, wicked girl, Snapple on hand. Life was simpler than even though it was hard too. You sound like one of my friends back in the day, man. We were doing the same thing. We were doing the same thing, man. I'm teetotal. Okay, a cokeaholic. Yeah. I've tried to substitute the alcohol for Diet Cokes, man. I've really tried. And we're doing all right. I did have a drink yesterday because at my workplace they have this Thursday thing where you go for socials, where you go for a drink. It's like free drinks. And they do this thing. They make you like, when you keep saying no, I don't want to have a drink. I don't want to have a drink, and then it's like, I keep saying no all the time. Let me just do this. But you know what? I notice as well. Like, why is it so? They put so much pressure on you to have a drink. Like, there's like a thing if you don't have a drink. Like, if you say nah, I'm all right. They look at you like, what's wrong with you? Like, you think you're better than us? Like, why do you get that? I just don't want to drink like now. Listen, I could drink, but I'm really just trying to, I'm getting older and I'm working with a lot of like 20-year-olds and stuff. I just want to look after my body. But it's not just like this in other workplaces where it's like you have to be social. You have to get a drink or you're like an enemy of the state. You're like, I don't know, you're ops or I don't know. It's weird, very weird culture. I don't want to have a drink or, if they've got like a Fanta or something, I'll go and have that. But I'm just trying to be good for my body, man. I've done a lot of damage to it, so I'm really trying to look after it, Um, Okay, okay. Ah, so when are you all gonna meet up? Yeah, this is the thing. This is the thing. So this is I've talked about this before. So I have it planned. I want to do this more to get more people to get like a real sort of gathering so we can meet up in like a coffee shop. Like in my other things that I do, I'm doing like neurodiverse events. I'm trying to do stuff like that and get people together in that way. So I'm trying to do that. And I was speaking to someone. I was saying to them that yeah, I want to do it with this as well. This would be easier to do actually, but I just want more people on board, and then we can. I think what we will do. I think to start off with, maybe we should have like a. Well, put your suggestions in. Should we start off with something virtual? Because I do think about people that are not in London. You know, that are people that are just around the world. Should we have like a virtual call or something, or like a? I've seen it, you know, in them videos where the people have the lives, there's people in the different screens talking and stuff like that. What about something like that? And then we can have like people that can in London or can get to London. We can meet at some hall or coffee shop, probably like a hall, yeah, or maybe a coffee shop to begin with. I'm still sort of spitballing it. I think about these things. I think about this every day, man. Especially if I'm going to work or something, or if I'm just chilling. I try and think of how can I make that happen. When do I need to make it happen? What time? Because all these things need to be thought about, and so they don't flop. Do you know what I'm saying? So with this, with connection, I'm really trying to give it until next month, and then I think I want to get more subscribers. So listen, man, give me more subs, man. Spread the word. Spread the word here. Like, you know, like-minded people that just want our world back, want our society back, you know, want the London that we used to have back, want the way people used to be to each other back, having been able to speak to someone, say hi, and not feel like you're gonna, you know, you're terrorizing them, you know, walking past. And you know what? See, I do this all the time, so I'm jumping onto a subject here. But I was walking outside my house, I was walking to work, and I saw this guy. He was looking at me, I was looking at him. I was like, morning, like that. And he said morning. But then he kept looking at me, and I was looking at him, and I was like, oh, does he think like, is this gone from like a greeting to like bloody beef or something? Like, I was like, no, let me take my eyes off him because I don't want it to look like that, you know. It was weird, it was a weird interaction. But all that is wrong, you know. On the tube, kid you not, Wednesday, on the tube, this old lady comes on, yeah. The train is packed, yeah. Old lady comes on, shaking and all that kind of, you know, all that kind of malarkey, yeah. I'm literally, you know, in the tube. So anyone don't know, you've got the glass sort of panels that you can like lean up against. You know, when all the seats are taken, and you kind of got that space you can lean against. So I'm there. I see the old lady, and I said to her, like, I can offer you this, like, yeah, this lady, because no one's getting up. Like, I didn't want to be like, oh, get up for it, you know, that sort of thing. But then, you know, she was like, no, she's all right. And then she's just there. And everyone's just like looking at her. And some people, no, they're pretending not, they can't see her. It's all that kind of stuff. I could see one woman kept looking at her, looking away, you know, sitting on her chair and all that kind of. And I'm like, what, like, sad, man. It's sad. It's sad. I don't want to talk about too much because it's just, you know, I just think, like, what changed us? What changed us, you know? Anyway. Um, alcohol. Alcohol lets in evil spirit. That's why spirits are called spirits. Yeah? You may be onto something, man. You may be onto something, you know? Uh, I keep seeing this everywhere. You look like Steve the Man, man. He's actually my brother. Yeah, no, he's not my brother. But I keep seeing I look like Steve the Madman. He's got a big gap in his teeth. Like, I haven't got that. I've got a little gap, but not a big one. So I take that as an offense. But anyway, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool, man. Also felt like 2009, something changed. Everyone started owning smartphones and social media started blowing up. Yeah, 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 it did. It did. Round about that time, the mood changed. And everyone's like that. Everyone's got their phone. Everyone's like that now. Everyone's like that. Like, you know, it's just like look up, man. Everyone's just like, you know, and you know what else as well? You know when you got this, you can go for your TikToks and all that kind of stuff. And it makes you, when you're sliding through, that's programming you, right? For your mindset, for your attention span to be shortened. So the more you do that, the more it's harder to take in long forms of information because you're used to the quick. They do this in the dating apps as well. You just all that kind of stuff. All of that is programmed. You slide in next reel, next post, next post, next post. So that does something to your mind. So as designers, funny enough, we have to design differently. We have to design in a way that gets your attention quick, or we've lost. That's practice. That's kind of practice you have to take as a designer. You've got to get your attention quick because the attention span lessens and lessens and lessens with all these social media. John Smith, bro, I left London for Australia. Was it 10 years? Were you saying at 10 or 2010? You know what? I'd love to go to Australia. Two things. That 24-hour flight. Eesh, yeah. I don't know if I've got that in me. I'm a bit worried about flights, man. I'm a bit scared of flights. They scare the hell out of me. Anyway, I try not to sit in the window view whenever I'm on a flight. I try not to sit on the window side because I just don't want to see it. I always think like when we're up like that, when you're taking off and it's shaking, always think about the pilot. Like I'm like, how's my pilot doing? Like he hasn't even introduced himself. He should come out like and just see. Like let me see him. Like did he have a rough night? Did they have arguments? The partner. Like I know they have autopilot and stuff like that, but I just think all these things run through my head. So 24 hours of that? Yeah, I can't do, man. I can't do. I'm allergic to alcohol. People still try to get me to drink. They don't care. It's like if you don't fit in with them of what they do, you're an outsider. That's the vibe I get. That's the vibe I get. I feel like when you're trying to stop drinking, you got to stay away from the social surroundings because peer pressure will prevail. Yeah, it's like I kept saying no, but I just kept tired of saying no. I just felt bad. Like I'm always saying, they come to you want to go have a drink. I'm like, no. I was like, nah, I don't want to do this, man. Do you know what I mean? I just felt bad for doing it all the time. Get together for a paintball match. Yeah, that sounds like it get brutal. I've done paintball before, actually. Hold on. Mitchell UK1. Nice to finally get on your live. Tottenham born, but Gooner fan. Much love, bro. Love to you too, man. Love to you too. Fresh Gresh. What's your take on the Tesla boycott? I will be doing a video on Tesla and Elon. A lot of this may be controversial because Elon isn't he's not my greatest person. I'm not his greatest fan, I must admit. I'm if I've got to be honest, I think Elon is a threat. I think it's a threat to it's gonna sound crazy. It could be a threat to humanity, man. There's certain things I'm gonna talk about with Elon Musk that he's been doing for a while. I'm like, this Elon ain't your friend, because I know he made, on Twitter or X, whatever you call it, yes, freedom of speech and all that stuff. But there's certain things he doesn't let people speak about. And I won't say because, this is YouTube, but there's certain things or certain people you can't speak about. And we leave it there. So it's not really freedom of speech. It's freedom of speech for a certain amount of people until they talk about a certain topic or certain people. Then it's not freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is speaking about anything. So it's not totally freedom of speech, man. But I've got some views on him that a lot of people I know don't think. But I'm not a fan of him or Tesla or anything like that. Poor Kareem. Can you imagine if that was your grandma? Yeah. This is it, man. This is it. Imagine that is someone's grandma. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, when do people get the audacity just not to have any emotion or any sort of like empathy, When is it that people can sneeze in close proximity to people and no one says bless you or nothing? When did we get to this? When we lost our manners, When did this happen? I don't know. Yeah, our traveler. Social media. Yeah, maybe it is social media. That's why. Let me have another drink. Actually, let me just go on to, I want to go on to Gareth Southgate because he had some interesting things to say. And even though Gareth Southgate is Gareth Southgate, he was right about something. So let me just go on to Gareth Southgate. So I don't know if you know this, but he was talking about role models and the boys are not having enough role models. There's girls that are getting good role models and people to look up to. But he has some interesting things to say. So I'll cut through most of the ref, but I'll just say this paragraph. This is what he was saying. Rather than turning to teachers, sports coaches, or youth group leaders, Sir Gareth said he feared many young men were searching for direction online. There, he said, they were finding a new kind of role model, one that too often did not have their best interests at heart. These are callous, manipulative, and toxic influencers whose sole drive is for their own gain, he said. They willingly trick young men into believing that success is measured by money or dominance, that strength means never showing emotion, and that the world, including women, is against them. Yeah. Now, this is interesting because I have thought this for a long time. You notice this whole sort of hustle culture, this like, you got to make it. And if you don't make it, you're a loser. And all this kind of alpha male, like, red pill and all this kind of. And listen, the red pill was good. And I took some of that red pill and it cleared me up and stuff. But notice how it's a lot of this, need to be on your own. I saw this one quote, it was crazy. This one guy said, I surround my room with mirrors so I can see the reflection of myself because all I want to be surrounded by is winners. All this kind of stuff like the be alone, the women are the enemy, bro, all this kind of stuff, like, and all these videos about women this and all this kind of stuff. And all these kind of like, if you don't succeed, if you don't earn six figures, you're pretty much a waste of space. Get off your ass and all this kind of stuff. Now, for young boys, this could be very, very, very triggering. It could be demoralizing because you haven't got that. And if you can't get that, you're pretty much thinking you're a waste of space. And that's kind of what they portray. And there's certain people. Now, I know Andrew Tate. My brother loves Andrew Tate. I used to be into Andrew Tate. A lot of the things he said were good. But the thing about Andrew Tate that I don't like, and there's many like him, is this whole message of you've got to be this certain way and there's no room for grey. It's either black or white. You either make it or you fail or you drop, and that's it. This kind of all or nothing. This kind of be aggressive, be dominant, be. Now, from what I've learned about what a man is strong, a man is dominant, but a man's a leader. A man looks after his family. A man helps people that need helping. A man leads people into the right ways. And a man's usually done things that may not have been the right thing, but he's learned from them. And he's shown people that you can make mistakes. A man is one that says, yeah, money is great and it is important in our society, but also having integrity, having a soul, having a consciousness, having love in your heart. It's not weak to love. It's not weak to love someone, but be strong, be firm, be a leader. That's my impression of a real man. But a lot of the social media influencers that I see, they don't have this kind of message. And I've noticed a lot of boys are feeling more inadequate because if they don't have that, if they don't have the body or they don't have the money or the status, they're pretty much a waste of space. And that's not true. And young boys are very, very easily impressionable. Because let's be honest, a lot of, masculinity has kind of it's been mutated and screwed up. And a lot of people don't even know what a man is, like if you ask five boys what a man is, I wouldn't be surprised you get three different answers. Do you know what I mean? Maybe more, you know? And I do think we need to have the old school. Like I remember back in my day, they used to have back in my day, I sound really old, didn't it? Back in my day. Yeah, back in my day, they used to have these youth places, these youth centers. And it usually was run by some guy who was like he was like into criminal activity or something. But he's turned his life around. And he'd always, he'd tell you, listen, man, don't go that path. And, he'd work with the kids and the boys and the girls, say, don't go that path, man, go the righteous way. And it'd be very meticulous and very inspirational and trying to help you. And that, I think we need more of these places. We notice how there ain't much of these youth places left anymore. A lot have been taken down, and they don't get funded like they used to. And which is why we need to get together to, because I think they're not being funded for a reason, because I speak to people that want to do this again. They want to have youth places where people can hang out again, not just be on their phones or on the games or on Twitch or whatever, but they can actually hang out at these places with like-minded people and get the right guidance. There's not so much of these places that exist these days, Man, I can go up. Time just flies. You know what I've noticed with these live streams, man? The time just flies. It's already an hour. How has that happened? I didn't really get into it. Okay. I want to really go in, but anyway, all right, let me go through these comments, man. I'm gonna have to do part soon, man, But yeah, I'm gonna have to let me just go through these comments. Let's round up. So Elon Musk is someone insidious. He is a threat, equal to Trump. They have a lot of power at the moment. Yeah. My thoughts on Elon are listen, man. To me, this guy's Skynet. I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna call it out. This guy is Skynet, and I've got to be John Connor at this mofo. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy is Skynet, brother. This guy, all these satellites and stuff he's building and all that. Like, come on, man. All this 5G. Oh, come on. Look at the power he's got. Come on. Let's use our load. What's going on here? He's got a lot of power, isn't he? Come on, man. Come on. Them robots that come out straight out of what's that film with Will Smith, the robots? I can't remember, but I, Robot, I think it's called. Straight out of that. Man, this guy. Anyway. Yeah, I was talking about him. Red Pill Podcast too. The red pill has like darkened and changed into the black pill, man. I swear to God. It's like I said, there's a lot of good information and things that help me as well, my life, But a lot of it's very negative. It's very, and it was turning me. I felt the shift, what it was doing. That's why I had to stop. It's turning me to something I don't want to be, man. It's not weak to value all life. It's not weak to love, not to be taken for an idiot, but it's not weak to have emotions, but regulated emotions, and to be strong and to be caring, be firm, be an example, be a go-getter. It's not weak for that. It's not weak to be this kind of man. You don't just have to be, money, and I'm doing this and Bugatti and all this kind of stuff. That's not, to me, that's not what a man ever stood for, Strange world. As someone who's neurodivergent, I am in yet another job with no real training on low pay. I had another boring week at work. Almost wanted to run out into the office and house when working from home. Man, you know what? That might have to be my next stream, man. Like, because I don't know if I've done a video, and we're going to round up soon. We're going to round up, but I did a video where I was talking about I feel like I'm on the spectrum. Maybe, I don't know, high function, but there's something not right there, man. I just don't fit in the norms, I don't know. Something's different about me. But anyway, a lot of times, man, I just want to hide. Like, it's not because, it's just, I was saying this to someone else. When I'm with people that are like-minded, I love that company, and I could be in that company all day, and I enjoy it. But when I'm not, man, it's just painful getting through the day and having trivial conversations and small talk. I just really, and it's not just work, it's just in life as well. I just try not to yeah, especially when you get older, it doesn't get any easier in them circumstances, them situations, you know. Um, okay. Ori Retro Gamer, people giving up in their 20s like they've run out of time. The programming is strong. Yeah, you won't want any of these people on the front line with you, man. You know what I'm saying? They just cave in, like, you'll be like, yeah, let's get ready to back. John, if you're off already, do you know what I mean? Like, you don't want these people with you, you know. Uh, okay, I'm gonna have to. What's your thoughts on what's your thoughts on Diddy and Kanye West? I was actually listening to a song with P Diddy on it about 2 hours ago. Funny enough, but anyway, won't get into that now. You should have asked. You should have put that in the chat. I would have answered that. You should have put that in the chat at the beginning. Maybe remind me, leave it a comment or something, and then I might have to talk about that too. Um, okay, John Smith, bro, you may have a higher IQ than usual. Your thinking seems like it. People with a high IQ always a little different. Would you ever do an IQ test? Willing to bet you're on the higher end? I don't know about that, bro. I mean, thanks for that. Really respect that, but I don't know. I don't know about that. All I know, yeah, is that I don't know. I just don't. I don't fit in, man. Even when I make jokes, like they just, I don't know, they don't come off well. People be saying something, and I'll say something, and everyone stops, like I've said something awkward. It's like, jeez. And in my head, I'm like, I knew not to say nothing. I knew that was going to happen. Just keep your mouth shut, innit? That's the thoughts that go into my head. Um, okay. The Cranium Sizzler podcast. I notice if you don't do small talk with people, they assume you to be dumb. It's just like we just don't like the small talk, you know. I'm going to read this one here. We all got some form of mental illness. It's the world we live in today, and our past experience in this new world. What's that saying? It is no. There's a saying. It's no judgment of health to be well regulated in this insane society. Now I've butchered that, but it's like, yeah, just if you say you're well adjusted in a society, it doesn't mean you're in good health mentally, because this is an insane society. It's changing to one anyway. And on that, people, I'm gonna have to go, man, because I'm gonna try and keep these to an hour, innit? You know what I'm saying? We're over the mark. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, man? Should be like an alarm or something. You know? But yeah, man, people, man, leave a comment on your way out. You know what I'm saying? It's just polite. It's just manners. You know, you've come in. If you're not liked on your way in, then just leave on your way out. You know what I mean? Not leaving a like is like sitting on my couch and just like putting dirty trainers on there. You know, not taking your shoes off. I've got nice floors, man. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, leave a like on your way out. And yeah, I don't know, either be Saturday or Friday. I'll do this next live stream, or Sunday, but you'll know about it. But thanks for the people that tuned in, man. Love the engagement. Love to talk. Yeah, man. Take care of you people, man. You know what I mean? Have a good weekend. Remember, give yourselves a clap, man. We survived another week. We survived another week without getting a sack. You know, it's hard, man, but we survived it. All the people that didn't survive it, RIP, man, rest in peace. I should say that, but I'm sorry that if you did lose your job, it's not really, it's unfortunate. But all the people that didn't, man, well done you. Even if you did lose your job, listen, man, you need to get a new one. You know, it's easier said than done, I know, but it's, you know, I always see it as there's a plan. I know it's going to sound corny, but I think there's a plan for all of us, you know. I think the things that happen, we don't see it, but I think if you believe in something higher than yourself, maybe things happen for a reason. You know, all the things that have happened in my life, even the bad marriage I was in, that led me to my partner now and having my, you know, my baby girl. So things happen for a reason, you know. But yeah, man, well done to all you guys in it that made it through. And yeah, I will catch you on the live stream. You'll see me on the video anyway that I post. And yeah, man, I hope you've enjoyed. Yeah, man. Actually, I want to know one thing. If you can let me know your days that you're free, the days that you prefer podcasts, let me know. Yeah. Anyway, I'll probably keep it on the weekend. But yeah, I'm just curious about that. What's the best day for people? Because my days are like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You're gonna get it one of those days, unless something drastic happens. I don't know. Anyway.